How do I now check on the employee ID column if there is a duplicate? I'm going to highlight my column first, okay, from top to bottom, okay, highlight the column. Then I will come to my home tab. On the home tab, I will go over to conditional formatting. I will click on highlight sales rules and I will say duplicate values. So, fill the duplicate values with what? Light red fill. I'll just say okay. Now you see these values that are painted in red. Those are the duplicate values. Oh, let's confirm that they are really duplicate values. How can I check? This is where you begin to apply the things that you have been taught. Okay, I will really see those people that have actually been learning, not just coming to class. So now I want to see only those that are colored. How do I do that? On this table now, okay, I want to see just the records where, oh my God, people are learning, for goodness sake. God bless you. Filter it. So I'm going to filter by color. Beautiful. I mean, you are already seeing the application of all these techniques. So what I will simply do is what? I'll come over to my sort and filter and I will click on filter. Isn't it? Now I have these icons. I have these icons in the cell. So I'll come to employee ID. I'll click here and I'll say filter by color. So let's filter by our cell color. And it shows me the, what is it called? The filter that I have. Okay, so you can see the colors I have. Isn't it? Okay. So you can see the colors I have quickly. Right? Now, automatically, okay, but now, looking at these colors, it tells me that, okay, these are the duplicates in the data, isn't it? Let's see if we can sort this again. Sort from A to Z. Do you see that? Now, I sorted A to Z and I filtered by color. Do you now see that they are actually duplicates in the data? Look at these first two. Do you see that? The same person, no? Do you see that? But it's appearing 2 times. If I gave you this data as an analyst and I say, this data is looking confusing to me. How many employees do we have in our company? You will just come to the rooms, you will just start the number of rooms. And you tell me, you have 140-something employees, sir. I mean, so we think it's 147 employees. Okay? Meanwhile, there are some ghost workers. Maybe somebody just entered the name twice. Meanwhile, somebody that is collecting the salary for that second person. But you see how just conditional formatting, sorting and filtering is able to bring out the people that their name appears as duplicates. You see that? See that this one too is a duplicate. Same thing for the rest. Do you see that? So if I now say remove duplicates, what Excel will do is that it will remove 1 record each for each one of them. And it will keep 1 record. Okay? So it will keep 1 record and remove every other one that appears again and again. So to do that, you do what? Let me clear filter. To do that, what do you do? Control A, highlight your entire data. Come over to data and remove duplicates. Say okay. Immediately you remove duplicate, tells you 24 duplicate values found, removed. Okay. Immediately you remove the duplicates, you would see automatically that no cell here is colored again, because it has removed the duplicates. the duplicates. Okay? So now you have the actual number of employees you have in that company without any duplicates. Okay? So finally for today, let us look at date and time functions. Now, I hope you are following. Last item for today. We're actually on track. I thought we won't be able to reach date and time. In removing the duplicate, does it automatically? Yes. Yes, it does. It does. Your question, Mr. Malik. What's your question? Please post it again. All right. So yes, Chino, it would keep one of the records. Okay. Now, from this date, what do you notice? What do you notice? Let's participate quickly. From this date, what do you notice? It is a number, but it's not meant to be a number. So how do I tell the date? Can someone help me? What do I do? You guys are the analysts here. So you have this data. What do you do? What is the way out? What is the way out? What is the way out? For those people that are just joining, and fill the attendance if you have not filled before. If you have not filled before, fill the attendance. All right, so what do we do? Convert the numbers into date format. Convert it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so it means you're already seeing the application. Good. So I convert this number into date format by doing what? Highlighting the column. Now go over to the home tab. From home, I will click on number over here and I will change it to date. So let's use short date. Short date. Now, what we plan to do here today on the dates is to see how we can get the day number, the month number, the year, the day name, the month name, the weekday, the week number, today's date, and the date difference. There's not meant to be spaced here. It should be date difference. Once again, if you're just joining us, fill the form. Now, for the day number, if I have a date as 6, now this my date format is month, day, year. Okay, let me just let us know. Because of my system date format, I use month, day, year. Okay, so this is 6th of November 2019. What is the day number? Who can help me out? In that date, 6th of November 2019. What is the day number? 6. Very good. Oh, very good. Very good. So the month number would be what? And what would the month number be? 11. Very good. 11. And then the year number will be 2019. Beautiful. So I think that one is easy for us to get. Okay. So for day number, month number, year, the formula simply is what? Remember, everything should start with equals to. Equals to what? So you will see that it is only if I want to type text, hello, I don't start with equals to. But if I want to perform a calculation using function or formula, I have to start with what? Equals to. Okay? So now equals to day. okay, DAY, open brackets. Okay, then I will select the date. This particular date, I close brackets and press enter. You see that it returns 6, which is what it is meant to be. I will now come here and double click so that it will do the same thing across the column. How I came about the figures from the initials, I don't know. It was also given to us like that. But because we were analysts and we knew that, oh, it's in the date column. So if it is formatted as number, we're meant to format it as dates. Okay? That is the concept. All right. How do I tackle this problem? So if you were in the last class, then you would have seen the explanation I made on why you usually have dates in number format, or why you have your dates column. You have just numbers in your dates column. I already explained that in the last class. All right. So for the month number, what do I do? Equals to months. Boom bracket. So, David Uti, did you watch the last class, or were you in the last class? If you were in the last class, then you should have seen the explanation. If not, have you watched the video for the last class? If you were not in the last class. Now, the month number will be gotten using what? Months. So month, and I will click on the date. I will close the bracket and press enter. Then what will I do? I will come here and double click. But Mr. Malik, someone can interpret that date as 11th June 2019. That is the reason why before we started, I made sure to let you know that my date is formatted as month, day, year. So if you see this and you're not sure of which format it follows, number 1, look at your system format. Number 2, change it to long date. It is the date that Excel tells you it is. If you change it to long dates, you will see that it will give you the dates in long format. So can you see that it tells you November 6, 2019. Okay. So that's the reason why I told you my date format, so that you would not interpret it as. So for the year, what's the formula? Equals to year, serial number, or whatever. You click on the date, close your brackets, press enter. So you come back to this cell, double click, and it goes down. Okay. Mr. Kalista, we can see you on the road. Can you kindly turn off your video? Kalista, Edgin. Sorry about the mispronunciation. All right. So I see that we try as much as possible to join the class, but it would also be nice if we have somewhere that we can really pay attention to what is being done in the class. Okay, so months are also not more than 12 in a year. Yeah. So now for the day name, good, because this is where you need to pay attention, because you need this for some analysis. If they tell you to calculate the sum of sales by the day, but you don't know the day names. For instance, now day name is Sunday to Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, up until Saturday. Month name is January, February, up until December. How can you get the day that this particular date is using the day name? How can you? Very simply, equals to day name. Sorry about that. Equals to text. Okay? The formula I make use of is what? Text. text. Okay, so I select the date, comma. Then he asks me for format. I'm going to put in double quotes D, 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 D. I'm putting 4 Ds because I want the name of the day in full. If I press enter, you see that it gives me the name of the day in full. But if I use 3 Ds, you see that it shortens it. If I use 2 Ds, it gives me the number 06. If I use 1 D, it gives me the number 6. But the difference is that it is formatted as text. While this 6 in the formula bar, it will show general. Okay? For the day number, all right, it is formatted as number. Even though it's showing general, you will see that this one is formatted to the right. This one is formatted to the left, or aligned to the left of the cell. This one is aligned to the right of the cell. Okay, so back to this. I'm going to change this back to D 4 times, and I'll press enter. And I'll come here and double click. Okay, so using this initiative, if I want to get the month name, I'm also going to be making use of the formula equals to text. All right, there's no need to repeat day. All right, just look at the month. It's the same thing. You are only changing the letter. So I want to get the month name from this date. All right, so after equals to text, I'm going to click on the date. All right, then comma. Now, instead of DDDD for day, that DDDD implies format it as a date. Okay, now I want to format it as the month name. I'm going to be using what? Very good, MMMM. So 4 M's for the full month name, or 3 for the shortened one. Then I'll press what? Enter. All right, press enter. All right, so I click back here and I double click here. So for the person that said I should repeat the day, do you now see how to get it? So if you are doing for the day, all you just need to do is to change the M to letter D. All right, so you've seen for the month name. Now, the weekday. Okay, the weekday. You are too clear why it gave number when I used 2D. That is the format. Okay, so 2Ds, it will return number. 1D, it will return number. If you use 3Ds, it will return the name. If you use 4D, it will return the name. Okay, that is the function and what it does. All right, so for the weekday, the way Monday is the first day of the week, or Sunday is the first day of the week, Monday is second, Tuesday is third, Wednesday is fourth. I want to find out, okay, what day of the week this is. Now, Wednesday should be either 3 or 4. Tuesday should be either 2 or 3. Okay, that is the meaning of weekday. So it can only return a number from 1 to 7. All right, it can only return a number between 1 to 7. So how do I use it? Equals to weekday, open brackets. Then I will give the date. Press it. And forget the second argument. Once you see an argument in square brackets, what do I mean by arguments? Arguments are the things that go into your formula or the bracket of a function. So if you see anyone in square brackets, e.g. this return type, it tells you it is not compulsory to put that argument. Okay? So we don't need that argument for our function. Close this and press enter. It tells me Wednesday is fourth day of the week. So when I double click, you see. Do you see that? You see that the values you get is only between 1 and 7. 7 is Saturday. So you will see that what I referenced was this date, not the day name. So even from the date, it can still tell you the day of the week it fell on. Now, week number, remember you have 52 weeks in a year. If you want to find out what week number of the year that is, okay, what week number of the year that is, how do you make use of it? Is equal to week num, open brackets, select the date, close the brackets, press enter. Okay, click here and double click. All right. Example of the return type. What instance can it be used? What instance can it be? I don't think I understand that question. Okay, when can you use the other return type? Hardly would you make use of it. I've never even had to make use of it. Okay, but you can explore that and see what it does. Okay, because the weekday function, this is the functionality, and it has given you what it needs. Okay, so for the return type, the only thing I'm going to guess out of my knowledge is that instead of Sunday to give you 1, okay, it might start the date from Monday. So Monday might be the one to give you 1. Okay, so now for some interesting functions, today and date. So today, what does the function today, what does it do? It simply gives you the current date. Okay, it simply does what? Gives you the current date. So if I say equals to today, open and close bracket, it does not take any arguments. Just open and close your bracket and press enter. It gives you the current date. Okay. So if you have this and you want to double click as well, goes all the way down. If the date has different years, how would Excel reflect it in week number? If the date has different years, it works per year. So remember, I already stated it in the beginning that you have 52 weeks in a year. So for a particular year, it will give you the week number for that particular date. So if you have like 3 different years, okay, it will give you the week number for that date in that year. Okay. Thank you very much. It's week within the year. So you should get that. So that is for today. All you just need to do is put the formula equals to today, open and close brackets, and press enter. I hope you got that, Mr. Dekunle. Now, date difference. Date difference. Date difference. Date difference. You use date difference to give it the number of days that have gone past a particular date, starting from a date to an ending date. You can get the number of days in between. You can get the number of months in between. You can get the number of years in between. Okay, let me come again. If I have a starting date and I have an ending date as well, and I want to get the number of days in starting is an ending. Okay, let's say for instance, I have a data with let's say I have a data with employ hire dates. Okay, now if I have another data with let us say, is this start date? No. Employment termination date. Very good. Okay, I have hire dates and I have employment termination dates. All right, I can calculate the number of days between those dates. So that will give me the number of days that the person worked with the company for. Okay, or if the person is still working with the company. All right, so I want to count how many days. If my start date is January 1st, 2024, and my end date is January 31st, 2024, it means that's 31 days. Isn't it? So, to use date difference, you need to first understand that, will I say maybe Excel developers wanted it to look as if it was hidden? Okay, because the thing is, let's look at something. If I say equals to, and I type a formula, let's say SU, you see it brings out suggestions for me, and it is sum I wanted to use. I'll just click sum. Okay, but the thing about date difference is that if you type date difference, you see, as I even type date D, it did not bring out any suggestion until I type it in full, IF. Even after typing it in full, you see I did not still bring out any suggestion. Okay, but the formula exists. It's kind of like a secret formula. All right, so this is a secret, in-depth formula here. So you see that I did not give any suggestion about it. Not that it's not available. If it's another formula, for instance, maybe I just type this date. You can see all the formulas on dates that I have. Do you see that? But if I type my date diff, it did not give me any info. If I open bracket, bam, Excel will just tell me date difference. So what again do you want? To use this formula, you yourself need to have the idea, because it will not tell you the argument that it needs. Okay, so pay attention. The argument it needs simply is the starting date, ending date. No, it must not be in capitals. Starting date, ending date, and the format. Do you need number of days? Do you need number of months? Do you need number of years? So to do this, what I will simply do is this: date difference. I want to see the number of days, months, and years that have gone past. I'm going to use this date as my starting date, and I will use this today as my ending date. Let's see what we're going to get. So date difference, open bracket. I will click on this date, bam, for starting date. You see that? I'll press comma. I will click on this date for ending date. So you see, please listen. Okay, date difference. You can see I'm taking it over again for the second time. Starting date, I click on it, comma. Ending date, I click on it, then comma. Now the format I want is, I want number of days. So in double quotes, I will put a single D, not DDDDO. Okay, one D to denote days. Close the double quotes and close my brackets. Then I will press enter. So it tells me that between this date in 2019 and this date, which is today, I have 1,547 days. If I double click to do it all the way down, so this is for number of days. If it's for number of months, equals to date diff open. The starting date is this date, comma. The ending date is this date, comma. And then I want it to be in months, which is M. Close the bracket and press enter. Okay? Then I press double click. It goes all the way down. Alright? If it's for year, it change the M to Y to give you number of years that have gone past. Okay? Let's see that. Equals to date difference. Open my brackets, starting dates, ending dates, and then double quotes M or Y for years. Close my bracket and press enter. And it tells me 4 years. You can see some 4, some 5, some 6 years. Okay? So beautiful question. What if you have a future date only? Okay? So let's say the date is, let's look at some future dates. So let's say 1st or 01, so 9th of January 2025 is my starting date, and then 9th of January 2026 is the ending date. So if I want to see the date difference or the month difference or whatever, equals to date diff, open bracket, starting date, comma, ending date, comma, then number of days in between. I close my brackets and press enter. And it tells me 365 days between this date and this date. Even though they are in the future, it was still able to calculate it. Okay. Good evening. Please, does this mean it can be applied to seconds or hours also when trying to find the time lag or differential in sequence of events using time as a base? Yes, but because this is date difference. Okay? Because this is date difference. If I say not T, it should give me S for seconds. You see that it gives me an error. Okay? So this is date difference. It can only give you days, months, or years. So if you're working with time, what you can simply do is to use your minus key, a minus operation. So say for instance now I have this time, I have it's 8 o'clock and I have 9:10. Okay, so I want to find the number of what's it called? Let's say equals to, let's see something first, equals to the starting time minus this time. I press enter. It tells me 1 hour 10 minutes have gone past. Okay, so if I change this one to, let's say 9:10 and 2 seconds, and I press enter, you see it tells me that the difference 1 hour 10 minutes and 2 seconds. All right, so it applies the same way. So here you just simply do a minus and you have your answer. Okay, so we've been able to cover up what we need to cover up for today, starting from changing cases to joining text to columns, to removing duplicates, and our date and time functions. Starting from the next class, we're going to be looking at logical functions. And I will implore you to read through the slide that was sent. That is this slide. Read through it for the logical functions. Okay, read and try to understand what it means. All right, and prepare for the next class. Okay. So do we have any questions now? Yeah, Hillary, your question. You can unmute yourself. The slide has been sent to the platform over and over again. It was still sent, I think last class or so, but I'll ask that the program's director resend it. Hillary Ebo, your question. Please unmute yourself. Please don't forget to send the video too. Did they forget to send the last one? I hope we got the last recording. And we got it on time. From what I can even see here, it was posted the same day that we finished. All right, so Hillary is not in class again. Very good.
Probably for the question I wanted to ask, but someone asked it and you responded, but I didn't really get it. So I was trying to look for the question, but I can't really see the question at the moment. So that's why I'm not speaking.
All right. So, Theo, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Malik. A very great lecture. Another one. Please, I'm finding it very difficult accessing this Excel file. I don't know. Maybe my IT knowledge hasn't got to the good level yet. I don't know what I can do. How can you especially help me? Thank you.
Can you be more specific? What do you mean by you are finding it difficult?
So I can't see it. I checked all through the platform severally. You understand? I don't know. I just don't know. Each one I click, it takes me to my what do you call it? Sorry. I think in fact it can't just open as Excel, that's just it.
It can't open as Excel.
Yeah, it's taking me, it's just opening whatever I've tried to open there, opens as this recorded lecture that we'll be having.
So you've not seen the Excel file used. That is the
exactly.
case.
That is just it.
Not that you are having difficulty accessing it. You haven't seen the file that we have been using. All right.
Yes.
So it would be resent to the WhatsApp platform now. Okay. So I hope you're on the WhatsApp platform.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, very good. So you should see it now. This Excel file is what we are working with.
Oh yeah, I'm just seeing this Excel for the first time. I've just seen the Excel by you now.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
That is it.
Yeah,
you're welcome. All right, so business expertise. Your question. Kalista, please, can you turn off your video? Kalista, please, can you turn off your video? A minute, please. It is well low. All right, so, yes, your question. Your question, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Malik.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, my question is from this chain case. Okay, my question is, in the situation whereby you want the first letter, the first letter, the first capital letter for the row column to be the upper case in the data. Hope you understand me.
I do very well. So in that case,
okay. What I'm saying is that in the situation whereby you want the first word of the column, you want each of the first letter words to come in uppercase, in lowercase. Okay, let's say the question again. Like this, the came with uppercase T, and the question come with uppercase Q, and the A, the again A come with uppercase A. Instead of this instead of it to come the T over there comes in uppercase, while the rest comes in lowercase. You know, from the example you did, the O words from that college comes in uppercase, which is the center of the words.
So you want to keep everything in lowercase, while you capitalize only the letter T.
The letter T, the first letter from that said.
That's letter W.
Comes like this Asia. Yeah, this W. Okay, let's use this third row.
Can you
use the past and present this Asia or Asia America? Okay, like this Asia or Asia America. You know, this Asia, it all comes. I'm talking about when you have the perpetual case. When you have this perpetual case, instead of this Asia, or you know, the Asia, the first letter there comes in uppercase, or that the first letter there comes in uppercase. The Asian again, the first letter there comes in uppercase, and the American, the first letter there comes in uppercase. What I'm saying is that from that cell, the only first letter of the Asia is the one that needed to have uppercase, while the rest comes in lowercase.
Okay, very good. So in that case, we are going to be making use of. In that case, you are going to be making use of combination of functions, okay? Because you need just the first letter to come in uppercase. So you're going to be making use of combination of functions. No one should ask me to repeat this, please. You can simply watch the video again because time is not on our side anymore. All right, now look at this. I'm going to start with a function known as left. Okay, now I don't want to show you combination of function. I don't want to scatter what we have in our mind yet. Okay, so I'm going to start with left first. Okay, so I'm going to say left text. Let's say I want to make use of this lower case now. Okay, comma, number of characters, I'll just say 1 and I'll close my bracket. It will give me the first character in that cell, W. Do you see that? I'll double click or drag it all the way down. It gives me the first character for that cell. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is to do what? Change it to uppercase. Upper. Press enter. Now the first character is in uppercase automatically, isn't it? Now, finally, I am going to concatenate this with the remaining letters. Okay, so it means I need to get the remaining letters, isn't it? So I'm going to do what? I'm going to make use of equals to. Let me see. Returns the character from the middle of a text string given a starting position and length. Mid will not work. Let's see. Right. Specified number of characters from the end of a string. Right won't work as well. So let me see mid. Okay. So mid, I'm going to take the text, comma, the starting number of character, where you should start from. I thought you should start from 2. And the number of characters to grab, let's say 20. All right. So in this case, it's not up to 20. Whatever it is up to 20, it grabs more than 20. It grabs up to 20. So just going to change this to 30. I'll double click this and it goes all the way down. So I think it grabs the complete thing. And then finally, I'll concatenate these two. Equals to concatenate. Okay, the first one, comma, and the last one. Press enter, click here, and double click all the way down. And I have what I need resolved. Okay, so the reason why I said I wanted to show this individually is so that you will see the use of those functions: left, upper, mid, and then the concatenate function. Okay, so we've not talked about the left function or the mid function. We're not even going to talk about it at all, but now you see the use. So the left function allows you to grab a certain number of characters starting from the left side of the text. In this case, I grab the first character, which is just one character. If I say 2, it will give me the first 2 characters, WH. Okay. Now, the mid function allows me to grab characters from the middle. I give the text and then I specify what character number do I want to start from. I want to start from the second character, which is H, and grab up until 30 characters if you have up to 30 characters. Okay. But because I don't have up to 30 characters, it just returns what it has in the cell. All right, and then I finally concatenate it. If I wanted to do this myself, what I would do is, these formulas I made use of, I'm going to write it in one cell. And how will I do that? Simply, I'll start with equals to, look at this. Okay, I'm going to delete all this. Just look at something. Ready 902. So look at something, equals to, okay, concatenate. The first text I want to concatenate is the upper version of left of this text, comma, 1, close the bracket for the upper again. That's the reason why I did not want to show this at once, because it will begin to look confusing. Okay, comma, then concatenate it to what? The remaining text, mid of the same text, comma, start number 2 up until 30. Close my bracket for the mid, close my bracket for the concatenate. So once I press enter, do you see what happens? It gives me what I need automatically. So I click and drag down, and you see that. And I've been able to answer your question. All right. Please send the study slides again. We've sent it again. Regarding using Telegram, where all the documents are pinned and easily accessible. Now, not everyone is familiar with Telegram. One, WhatsApp is the most popular. That is one. Number 2, to make it easy for us, everything has been uploaded to a Google Drive. Okay, and the drive has been sent again and again. All right, so I keep on reiterating that we are not reading the messages on the platform. We are not. Okay, we are not. If we are, we would see, what is it called? We would see what we need from time to time, always posted on the platform. Which Microsoft version will I recommend? Anything from 2016 and above. All right, so let's see, who is next? Morayo, your question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Malik. Please, can you go back to this joining text?
I hope it does not have to do with me repeating what I've been taught.
No, I just want to ask a question about if we are given secondary data and like the data have been given already, and we were told to sort out the email, and the email are not the same. Like if we were having leonardsimco@gmail.com and leonardalan@yahoo.com, and we want to put it accordingly. Do you understand?
No, I do not. Can you come again?
Okay, you were given a data and want to join it, like you were given a secondary data. So on our email site, we are having like leonardsimco@gmail.com, leonardalan@yahoo.com.
You need to know that here we generated the email for them, not that we were giving the email. What you are saying now is that you are giving the email.
Yes.
We were the ones that generated this email. So do you want to rephrase the question now?
Okay, yes. I'm asking if we are giving the email and we want to put it okay, for example now, let me say it this way. Let's assume that Leonard Simco is using at Yahoo, Leonard Alan is using at Gmail. How are we going to sort that scenario out?
You are not getting it.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay. We're not getting it right. Now, in the context of this, what's it called? Example. I said you are the data analyst for a company. You are told to generate email IDs for your employees. Okay. I just made use of Gmail as an example. You are going to use your company name. Okay. For instance, if it is Hegita, it will be at hegita.com. Okay. So we are opening company email addresses for all of them.
Okay.
But I get your question. Okay. And it's simply going to be making use of concatenate as well. All right. So that's the reason why I was asking you to rephrase your question. I get your question. Okay. And let me see if I can just show you that quickly. Okay. So, what you need to know is that in this case, you probably want to have the what's it called? You want to know if it is Gmail or Yahoo.
Yes.
Or Outlook or Hotmail. So let's use this. Let's use this again and again. All the way down. For each one of them. Okay. So what you simply need to do is use a concatenate function again. Concatenate the first name, right? Comma, then double quotes, underscore, those are double quotes, comma, then the last name, comma. Now you want to have at, open double quotes, at, close double quotes, comma, then company name, comma, then open double quotes, .com, close double quotes, close your brackets, press enter. Then come here and double click, and you have this. So I'm sure this is what you were referring to.
Yes, sir.
All right. So it's just concatenation operation. Okay. You can say I did not use anything outside of concatenation there.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you're welcome. Samson. Yes, your question. Samson, your question. Please unmute yourself.
All right. I can hear you now. I can. Okay. Here's my question. Good evening, Mr. Malik. Thanks for this class. It's been awesome, and it's been going very well. Thanks a lot. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Here's my question. On the text column, I had this experience yesterday when I was trying to practice, and I got a couple of names I wanted to use to practice. And when I pasted the name on my search bar on Chrome, the name happened to all appeared on a single row. So, and then this name contains the first name and the surname. So, and I was trying to then separate them into maybe in a single row, but the name should still appear as first name and second name. But the delimiter here now is space. So I couldn't do that. So I don't know if
So you are using the text to column. All you need to do is use your delimiter as space. Where we selected comma, you will select space instead of comma.
Yes, okay. I did that and it worked for a single name, but I was trying to pair the name, like the name was appeared as first name, second name, but then the spaces, that means I'm having the challenge with the adding double spaces. I don't know, it's not a double space on a single name. I don't know if you understand.
No, I do not. I'm finding it hard to follow you.
Okay, so this is it. The name, just like first name and second name, supposed to be just separated by a single space, right? Now, but I had a couple of names, like up to like 50 names, first name and second name, and all of them now appeared in a single row. So, and I was trying to separate just only two, first name and second name separate, first name and second name separate. But that's what I'm trying to ask. It's impossible to get something.
I still understand.
Okay, but I'm going to paste.
It would be possible. I don't think there's any particular thing that won't be possible. But because I can't get a visual representation of it, but it should be possible.
See, let me just paste a couple of what I'm trying to say on the chatbot.
So I have about how many people that did not attend today's class? 18 people. All right. So if you see your name right here, and you are in today's class, you see your name right here, and you're in today's class, then it means you did not fill the attendance. All right.
Okay, can I paste it on this chatbot?
Yes, please do. The time is going. Once it's 9:15, I'm ending the lecture.
Okay, this name, I just cut few of the name to paste. Now, supposing these names appear on the single row, now you're seeing Richard, Brembridge, Sajid Gordon, Christine Cope. Those are like the name and the surname in that sequence. So all in the same row. So is it possible for me to separate them?
So everything like this in one row?
In one row, yes.
What's happening here? All right, so name, surname, isn't it?
Yes.
So yes, it is possible for you to separate it. Why not? It is very possible for you to separate it. So far, you know it is name, surname. So, and I'm very sure there are people in this class that will be able to do this by now. All it takes is your initiative. How well can you think using the methods that you have been taught so far? All right. So number one, I am going to separate using space. Okay. So because it's on a row, I probably want to do the operation multiple times. Okay, selecting some set of data. So I'm going to start with, but since this one is not that much, text to columns, delimited, next. If this was in Power Query, it would have been easier. But even though it's in Excel, we can still find a way around it. I click this space, it separates into different columns, right? I click next. Okay, let me see this advanced. Okay, so not here. And I'm going to click on finish. Okay, why did this happen? Never mind. All right, so now I know that's first name, last name. Then first name, last name, isn't it?
Yes.
Then first name, last name, isn't it? And you simply do what? Go ahead and copy and paste. Okay, or you cut and paste. Do the same thing for the next step. If it's cutting and pasting you are doing, cut and paste. Okay? Because in Power Query, no, we've not taught Power Query yet. You will find it easier to do. Okay? But in this case, based on what we've taught so far, this is the best way we can answer the question.